The rain poured mercilessly over the darkened city, turning the streets into rivers of reflection. Every drop carried the weight of cold, loneliness, and forgotten dreams. On the corner of a quiet street, near the flickering light of an old street lamp, sat Maya, her dress soaked through, clutching her little daughter Lila to her chest. The girl's small body shivered, her tiny hands buried in her mother's arms, seeking warmth that Maya could barely provide. It had been 3 nights since Maya lost her job. She had worked as a waitress in a small diner that couldn't keep its doors open any longer. Her landlord had kicked her out the next morning, and since then, the streets had become her home. Still, she never cried, not in front of Lila. Every time her daughter's eyes filled with fear, Maya smiled and said, "It's just an adventure, sweetheart. We'll find our way." But tonight, the adventure felt too heavy to carry. The cold rain seemed to pierce her very bones. Lila coughed softly, her small chest rattling with the early signs of fever. Maya pressed her tighter. "Just a little longer, baby," she whispered. "Mommy's here." Through the mist and the sound of raindrops, headlights broke the darkness. A sleek black SUV rolled to a stop a few feet away. Its engine hummed like a beast watching its prey. Maya flinched, instinctively holding Lila closer. The door opened slowly, and out stepped a man in a black coat. Tall. Silent. His eyes sharp even through the veil of rain. He took a few steps forward, his polished shoes splashing water with each step. His gaze didn't waver. Maya couldn't see his expression clearly, but there was something about his presence, an aura of power, control, and something else she couldn't name. Fear? No. Sadness, maybe. He stopped a few feet from her and spoke, his voice low but commanding, cutting through the rain like thunder. "Get in the car." Maya froze. Her heart pounded. What? I said get in the car. His tone didn't change, no anger, no softness, just certainty. The kind of voice that made people obey without question. But Maya wasn't used to being ordered around, especially by strange men in the middle of the night. "I don't know you," she said, trembling. "Please, just go." He didn't move. His coat was soaked, his hair dripping, but he didn't seem to care. "You have 5 seconds," he said quietly. "Get in the car, or you'll regret staying here." Something in his eyes, something desperate and urgent, made Maya hesitate. He wasn't threatening her. He was warning her. But of what? Then, behind them, a distant sound echoed, a violent crack, followed by the faint smell of smoke. Maya turned her head and saw orange light flickering behind the row of old houses. Within moments, the air filled with the choking scent of burning wood. The man's voice rose, this time sharper. "Now." Maya didn't think. She grabbed Lila and stumbled to her feet. The man opened the back door of the SUV and helped them inside. The moment the door shut, he jumped into the driver's seat, slammed it shut, and sped away. Behind them, the building where Maya had been hiding from the rain erupted in flames. Fire climbed up the walls, devouring everything in seconds. Lila screamed, and Maya could only stare in shock, realizing that if she had hesitated even 10 seconds longer, they would have been burned alive. Her heart raced as she turned to the stranger. How did you know?" she stammered. He didn't answer. His jaw clenched, eyes fixed on the road ahead. The car's heater slowly filled the space with warmth, but the silence between them was colder than the storm outside. Maya held her daughter close, trying to calm her trembling hands. The man drove with precision, his face unreadable. Every few minutes, his eyes flicked to the rearview mirror, checking on them. After what felt like forever, he stopped the car in front of a large mansion at the edge of the city. Iron gates swung open automatically, and the SUV rolled into the driveway of a house that looked like it belonged in a dream. "Where are we?" Maya whispered. "Someplace safe," he said, finally stepping out. He opened her door, offering his hand. "Come inside. You and your daughter need warmth." Maya hesitated but saw the sincerity in his gesture. She took his hand. His touch was firm but gentle, and for a moment, she felt something strange, a sense of security she hadn't felt in years. Inside the mansion, the warmth and light felt like another world. A maid rushed forward, shocked at the sight of them. The man spoke calmly, "Get a towel, a blanket, and some food." Then he turned to Maya. "You'll stay here tonight." Maya wanted to protest, to ask who he was, but exhaustion won. The maid led her to a guest room, where she gently dried Lila's hair and gave her warm soup. The little girl smiled for the first time in days before drifting to sleep. Later, when Maya stepped out, she found the man standing near the fireplace, staring at the flames. She cleared her throat. I don't know how to thank you." He didn't look at her. "You don't have to. Just rest." "But why did you help me?" she asked softly. He finally turned, his eyes deep with emotion. "Because if I hadn't, I would never forgive myself again." Maya frowned. Again. But before she could ask more, he walked past her and left the room. The echo of his footsteps faded, leaving only the crackle of fire and the unspoken question that burned in her mind: who was he really? The next morning, sunlight filled the room. Lila giggled as she played with a small kitten someone had brought her. Maya smiled, her heart softening. But that peace didn't last long. She stepped out into the hallway and saw a newspaper lying on a table. On the front page was a photo of the mansion, and the men from last night. The headline read, "Reclusive CEO Alexander Graydon donates millions to fire victims." Her hands trembled. Alexander Graydon. The youngest billionaire in the city. The man known for his silence, his isolation, and his rumored cold heart. But why had he saved her? That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She replayed his words again and again. "If I hadn't, I would never forgive myself again." What did that mean? She didn't know that hidden behind his calm eyes was a memory he couldn't escape, one that connected him to her past in a way that would break her heart once the truth came out. And as the rain began to fall again outside the mansion's windows, the story that had begun with 3 words, "Get in the car," was far from over.